This was shared with me by Truth to Tweet. Again, Truth to Tweet shares on this show a lot. False to Tweet never does. Never get a story from False to Tweet. They try to spread fake news, but they don't try it here. But Truth to Tweet, always about the truth. So check this out. Composers rally against Discovery's reported plan to nix music royalty payments. Okay, so essentially what's happening here. This hit the news a little while ago, and now composers are doing something about it. The Discovery Channel, which has a bunch of other television channels under its umbrella, they have decided that starting in 2020, they're going to change the way they compensate people whose music they use. They're going to use a different way of doing royalties, where basically they're just not paying for the music. They're just either paying up front or they're not using the music at all. See, the way music royalties work is if you're an artist and say someone wants to use your music in a movie or a TV show, especially if it's on a huge platform like Discovery Channel, you get paid initially for that music. You get paid a fee for that. And then you get royalty checks every time that gets played. So every time that a TV show airs and your music is being used, you get some money for that. And that's collected by performance rights organizations like ASCAP and BMI. That's what those companies do. They collect those royalties on behalf of artists. A good example, the TV show Friends, that I'll Be There For You song, they get paid every single time that song gets played. So all the time. So that one song, I mean, they did a study on it years ago where it's like how much revenue that song generated for, and I forget which band it was that did that song, but basically that song, they never have to work another day in their lives because of that song, because it got picked up by Friends, which then became a huge hit. They didn't know Friends was going to be a big hit. They were like, oh, cool, this TV show is using our music. That's neat. We're getting paid for it. Then it became this smash sensation that has been, in circulation for so long, and they get paid every time. So basically, they're set now for life because of that song. So anyway, that's how royalties work. Discovery is working on changing all that in a negative way that screws over composers and musicians. Discovery Networks plans to restructure music deals for the shows like The Deadliest Catch in a move that would decimate composers' earning. So here's what they did. A group backed by 6,800 composers launched a social media campaign this week against a plan by Discovery Networks that composers say would cut their income by up to 90%. The cable network owner wants to eliminate the vast majority of royalties paid to people who create music for shows like Deadliest Catch by instituting a pay policy that goes against long-standing industry practice. Discovery, which airs some 8,000 hours of originally programming annually on the Discovery Channel, Animal Planet, HGTV, Food Network, and other channels across the globe, has traditionally followed a century-old model where composers are paid. They're paid an initial work-for-hire fee to compose original music and can collect royalties after shows that air through performance rights societies, ASCAP, BMI, and CSAC. Now, U.S. royalty payments make up a majority of a TV composer's income, which makes sense. TV composer, hence they compose for TV. All right. So beginning December 31st, Discovery is moving to direct source licenses, which would mean composers would no longer collect U.S. royalties for all future and past work. They would only collect upfront fees and foreign royalties. So basically, they would redesignate what they're considering the work they paid for so that they don't owe them royalties. That's what they're trying to do. If they don't take the deal, Discovery plans to strip the composer's music out of existing shows. Now, it's unclear how final Discovery's plans are. Hopefully not final at all, right? A source close to Discovery said there are ongoing conversations about the matter between the company and the music industry. So the plan is seemingly one meant to cut costs. Wow, okay. The plan is seemingly one meant to cut costs at Discovery. How much are they going to save? Check this out. Variety reported that estimates suggesting cutting out domestic royalty payments would save about $25 million. How much is that for a network like Discovery, though? Here's how much it is for a network like Discovery. Less than 1% of Discovery's third quarter 2019 revenue of nearly $2.68 billion. So they're going to screw over a bunch of composers and their ability to make a living. And what are they saving by doing that? How much are they saving by doing that? Less than 1% of the income generated from one of their quarters. Not for the whole year. Not even less than 1% on the whole year. Less than 1% of one of their 4 quarters. That's how much they're saving annually. And they're screwing over composers all across the world in the process by doing that. And you know what sucks is that there aren't enough protections in place so that something like this isn't legal. They're able to just designate the nature of the work so they can not pay performance royalties. Oh, this isn't a traditional work for hire. This is called something else. So now we don't have to pay you these royalties. They can do that. And there's no law stopping them from doing that because there aren't enough laws out there to protect performers and musicians and creators. And that's why we have these types of problems. And again, whenever policy shifts, it always goes against the creator. It always goes against musicians. It always goes against the artists. It always goes against the writers. And it's never like something changes in their favor where they're getting a better deal. No, it just gets progressively worse. That's how it happens in music. That's how it happens in film. That's how it happens to actors. That's how it happens to comedians. That's how it happens to writers. And there's no laws in place to kind of protect this, to protect creative people. There's no laws in place pretty much. That's why a network like Discovery is able to get away with something like this. Hopefully they don't. Hopefully public outcry is so loud and these composers are so loud that they have to just nix this plan, which, by the way, would save them less than 1% of one of their quarters. Discovery, it's the holiday season, and I really hope that over the next few days, you're visited by 3 spirits who convince you that this is a really dumb idea, and it's not really going to save you anything, and it's going to screw over people who make your programming what it is. Especially the type of programming they do, the soundtrack is so essential. And you might not notice it a ton when you're listening to it, but it's for sure there. And it's more prominent than you realize. And if they just started using like royalty-free music, people would notice. Bad move, Discovery. Bad move, Discovery. Hopefully you change your mind in a true Scrooge moment. Scrooge on the good way. Change your mind for the good. All right. Thank you for sharing that truth to tweet.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your